Have you ever wondered what you should do if you were transported into a fantasy world? Like, one day you're just minding your own business, and the next, poof! You're in a world full of magic, monsters, and the occasional apocalypse.
Or the occasional you accidentally awakening the Demon Lord and his army because you thought a glowing altar was a fun dance floor.
Excuse you? I was just trying to liven up the place. How was I supposed to know it was a seal for an ancient evil?
Maybe the giant sign that said, "Do not touch"? Demon Lord sealed here.
Ah, forget the details, Aries. Anyway, today we're bringing you 3 things you can do to power up in your Isekai fantasy world. Because let's be real, you're gonna need every advantage you can get if you want to reach your full, overpowering god-tier potential.
Are you ready?
Alright, adventurers, first tip. Master a skill so seemingly useless that it becomes absolutely godlike broken. Because no one will expect the unexpected.
What? What kind of tip is that?
Think about it. While everyone's busy perfecting their swordsmanship or honing their fire spells, you could be the one who turns potato peeling into a lethal art form. Now, imagine disarming foes with a flick of a peel or crafting impenetrable armor from potato skins. It's the unexpected that catches opponents off guard and sets legends apart.
Potato peeling? You're not making any sense.
The key is to embrace the unconventional because the adventurer scene is so oversaturated and honestly boring. While everyone's stuck leveling the same skills, you'll be the one they remember. The legendary master of potato peeling!
So you're telling me that instead of mastering actual combat skills, it's better to be appealing.
Haha, I see what you did there. Anyway, moving on to the next tip. Form an unbreakable pact with your local slimes. Because nothing is more terrifying than an enemy who underestimates you until they're drowning in an endless wave of adorable, jiggly chaos.
Why should I form a pact with a bunch of sentient pudding?
Slimes are perfect! They don't need sleep, they don't need food, they can squeeze into literally any space, and they can absorb stuff! I mean, think about it. You bring one into a dungeon, it picks up all the loot for you. You toss one at an enemy, it latches on and slows them down. You train them long enough, they start mimicking skills and adapting to environments. They basically becoming an entire adventuring party on their own. And they're cute! Like, what's the downside?
Right. So you're telling me all the warlords, kings, and battle-hardened adventurers just happen to overlook the god-tier potential of slimes?
Oh, totally. Because kings and warlords are so smart, right? That's why their castles get sieged every other year, and why their armies still use horses instead of, I don't know, something out of the box. They see a slime and think, weak, not worth it. Meanwhile, I see limitless potential. Why stop at an army? Slime economy, slime-run businesses, slime-operated public transport, a whole slime-based civilization. The future is here, and it squishes. First, we train them, then we multiply them, and then, when the world least expects it, they will bounce upon the land like a squishy apocalypse.
Oh wow, what a sticky situation we will all be in.
Okay, for our last and final tip of today. Hoard a useless item in the world until it becomes a legendary artifact. Because if you own all of them, suddenly it's not junk anymore. It's a priceless, one-of-a-kind treasure, and you name the price.
So your next grand strategy for power is basically capitalism?
Exactly. The strongest adventurers wield swords, but the smartest adventurers control the economy. Why struggle to power up when you can just make something so rare that people think it's valuable?
Look, I understand the logic. But why would people suddenly care about something that was useless to begin with? Why not hoard something that's actually useful instead?
Oh, Aries, you're thinking practically, and that's your first mistake. If I hoard something useful, people just use it. There's no mystery, no intrigue, no sense of urgency. But if I hoard something completely useless, something no one ever thought they wanted, that's when the real fun begins. See, people don't want things because they're useful. They want things because they're rare. Because someone else has it. Because they can't have it. You ever notice how the moment something becomes limited edition, suddenly everyone wants one? That's perceived value, and it's more powerful than any sword or spell.
All right, I get it. Hoard useless junk, trick people into thinking it's valuable, and suddenly we're sitting on a pile of legendary artifacts. But Norn, if you're so full of life hacks, then what are you doing right now?
Well, obviously I have a plan. I'm just, scouting the market. You can't just rush into legendary artifact manipulation. It takes finesse. First, I have to identify the perfect item, something people completely ignore now but will cry over later. Then, I have to subtly remove it from circulation. Nothing too obvious, just enough to make people start noticing it's gone. And then, once the demand kicks in, I let the value skyrocket and BAM! Instant legend!
So let me get this straight. You've spent all this time plotting how to break the economy with a useless item. but you still can't even pick which useless item to start with?
Well, okay, look. It's not that I can't pick one, it's just that there are too many options. Like, do I go for something small and ignored, like buttons? Or something totally replaceable, like spoons? Or do I go big and corner the market on something absurd, like ladder rungs? I can't choose. The pressure is too much. I need a minute or a year.
All right, adventurers, listen up. If there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be this. Be very, very careful about taking financial advice from people who talk too much. The more someone rambles about foolproof investment strategies or once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, the more likely it is that they have no idea what they're talking about. So if you ever find yourself in a tavern and some overly enthusiastic elf starts pitching an economic scheme that involves stockpiling random junk, run. Or, better yet, make sure it's not Norn.
Hey! Anyway, that's all for today, adventurers. Thanks for sticking around for our totally foolproof guide to 3 things you can do to power up in your Isekai fantasy world. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and tell us what your strategy would be to become a godlike adventurer in your world. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.